What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Saturday, August 7th. That means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Big news this week is the Back 4 Blood beta. I believe I talked about it last week. A lot of bees. Back 4 Blood beta starts this week. I think it's a little bit of early access, or it's a closed beta until next week is a pre-order beta. I'm not quite sure, but it is setting up a lot of records. It's really taking over the news this week. It's like in the top 3. Last time I looked at Twitch, it was somewhere in the top 2 or 3 the last couple days since the beta has been open. It's also like the biggest thing on Steam, most concurrent users on Steam right now. So just kind of really shows that there's a little bit of a lull in the industry. So I think this was a really good time to kick off like a good beta time period. And it shows how much people are really interested in playing games with their friends. Something in the Left 4 Dead space. A lot of the Left 4 Dead competitive titles have been pushed into next year, like Anti-Crisis and Rainbow Six Quarantine, or Extraction now, I guess. So I think this is kind of what people have been wanting, and this is a good time to grab a couple friends and shoot zombies. So I'll probably be hopping into it right after this. Very excited for it. Looking forward to that. Call of Duty also announced a new game mode this week called Double Agent. Yep, they're looking a little sus this week by establishing a new mode that seems to be going after the Among Us crowd, which I'm wondering what the overlap is between Among Us and Call of Duty. But within the game mode, you and a series of teammates will play double agents, I guess, and some of you will be investigators and some of you will be impersonators. And you will be trying to figure out who's killing your teammates while trying to plant a bomb and while trying to defuse the bomb and find out who the teammate is. It doesn't sound like there's any like voting phase, and I'm curious how the PvP is actually going to work. Like, will only the bad person be able to hurt their teammates, or will people just be able to hurt everybody? And I think that'll create some pretty unique dynamics. But I think it's pretty cool. It shows you how quickly Call of Duty can iterate on a popular idea in the market, like Among Us. So I think this is actually a pretty fun game mode, played in real time over the course of several minutes. Could be pretty fun, especially for someone like me who really likes One Night Ultimate Werewolf, where games take 5 to 7 minutes and it's all about pointing fingers, as opposed to sometimes a longer, drawn-out Call of Duty experience. So, I think this could be a really good bite-sized game mode for people to pick up on. Let me know what you think down below. Speaking of big games out right now, New World is also in its open beta before they launch. It was the biggest game on Steam last week, and I couldn't throw a dead cat without hitting a bunch of New World streamers and watching a bunch of gameplay. So it's very interesting to see a new MMO kind of at the top of the leaderboards on Steam for last week. All of this comes before the news that Amazon is delaying New World. So I think the game was supposed to be in closed or open beta for several weeks, and then it was supposed to launch, I think, at the end of September or the beginning of September, and that got pushed out again. So I was going to say that Amazon's got a pretty good win on their hands, but again, they delayed it and nothing's officially out yet. So I wonder what's going on under the hood at Amazon. Speaking of game delays, the Evil Dead game that we saw last year at the Game Awards has been delayed into 2022. It was previously thought to be launching this year. Part of it was due to COVID. Part of it was they're also looking at a first-player experience and what that would look like in the Evil Dead game, which is something I'm very much looking forward to. As much as I want to be a Kandarian demon, I also want to play as Ash Williams through kind of a single-player experience. So I think it could be fun, and I'm excited to see more about this game that we only got a teaser for at the Game Awards last year. So, and I am ready to talk news and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Looking forward to seeing more on the Evil Dead game whenever. If the industry, every time I talk, I think I always mention that the industry is built on kind of rumors and speculation. This year, the rumor / speculation was that Google is, quote, looking into Epic. If anybody has the money to do something with Epic and probably invest enough in them to get them away from Tencent, It's probably going to be Google. I think some of this has to do with unredacted papers that came, if we can remember far enough back, to when Epic started suing Apple. They immediately turned around and started suing Google for the same reasons, about monopolizing the game store, or the Apple Store, or the app stores. And some unredacted papers said that Google was looking at investing into Epic and all this kind of stuff. So that kind of spun its way up this week. Like I said, if anybody's going to invest in Epic and be able to, kind of have the cachet to pull something from Epic, and I think there's also speculation on whether or not this was all or just part of, but with Google's investment in games, I'm very curious as to kind of what this would represent. Yeah, I don't know too much. It was just a couple unredacted documents, but could be interesting. Could really mix up the industry as a whole. Getting a complete sidebar this week, PUBG has started to rebrand itself. So that's PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is adding a colon and then Battlegrounds at the end of their game, at the end of the name of their game, the primary game that people play. So that's right, it is PUBG. It's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds colon Battlegrounds. I can only speculate on what this is about. Again, the industry is built on speculation. I think this is because they're going to do colon something else, kind of like how you have Rainbow Six Siege and Rainbow Six Extraction. So they could be doing PUBG something else, maybe a PUBG single player experience or anything else like that. But I guess the Battlegrounds portion is for the current Battlegrounds game that people are playing. So yeah, it definitely seems like a rebrand move, because they're going to announce something. They're going to announce something different, something unique, a different something that exists within the PUBG universe. So could be interesting, but again, I don't have any more information. Just kind of speculation based on what I've seen in the market before. Yeah, pretty confusing. A lot of redundancy in PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, but interesting to see what kind of happens there. Take-Two had its financial recap this week, and they're, besides having interesting conversations around what does Take-Two think about subscription services and what's up and down this year, they also talked about, or hinted at, that there was going to be an announcement for a new Take-Two title coming soon. A bunch of people kind of started speculating that this could be the Marvel XCOM game that leaked, I think, a couple months ago. So looking forward to seeing what that's all about, especially if it is, I think it's from Firaxis, but I can't quite remember if it's from the studio behind XCOM. But yeah, I'm really interested to see kind of a turn-based Marvel strategy cover shooter type game. I think it could be interesting, but it could be anything. Maybe this is the time where they're gonna. I doubt they would. I doubt they would, outside of a big event, do something like GTA 6. And that's, yeah, I mean, if it's the Bully remaster, I think that people have been speculating on for a while, it could be that, but I think most people have kind of got their tails pinned on Marvel's XCOM game. Could be that, could be anything. Let me know what you think of it down below. Unfortunately, I will never be able to get my hands on a PlayStation 5 that has been blinged out with my one of my favorite brands, McDonald's, all over it. That's right, and in Australia, they were running a promotion for a PlayStation 5 DualSense controller that was all McDonald's tricked out. But Sony stepped in, said, nope, can't do that, so you will not be able to get one or receive it in any way. I think it was for promotion, but I can't quite remember. But yeah, I really liked the imagery on it, and the black or the red and white with the McDonald's. I actually really liked it. I think it was pretty cool. So unfortunately, I won't be able to get my hands on it unless they already made some, and then it's some weird Uncle Tony falling off the back of a truck kind of thing. Pretty interesting to see if any of those actually hit the real market, what that would be like. But Sony stepped in, said no, so I don't think we'll be seeing. Two good games that are coming out in the next few weeks have gone gold. Gone gold meaning they've submitted for gold certification to all of the publishers, and to all of the retailers, and they've now started printing printing the games onto discs. Pretty dated term, going gold, but people still celebrate it in the industry. The two games that are going gold are Psychonauts 2, which comes out on August 25th, and Deathloop, which comes out on September. We just got 3 and 5 weeks or so to wait for those two titles, and going gold typically means that no further delays will happen, so we can kind of trust that that in a year where everything's being delayed, that those titles will still. Last but certainly not least, saw a cool trailer this week talking about another game that I'm excited for coming out in the next couple weeks. The Medium released a trailer talking about how, since it's coming to the PlayStation 5, that it'll have the DualSense support and what that DualSense will feel like and act like, how you'll really be able to feel the terror that's kind of involved and all the little bits of craziness that go on in the Medium. You'll be able to feel those with the haptic feedback. So pretty cool trailer. Made me pretty excited to play the game also on PlayStation. I already played it earlier this year on Xbox Game Pass, but I might actually pick it up again on PlayStation just it's like with DualSense. And that's launching on September 3rd. So got a couple good games to wait for, but they're all coming in, towards the end of the month or the beginning of next week. Looking forward to seeing those. That's it for the week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. You have a super weekend. You have a super day. Bye.